7:01, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so let me welcome everyone to our rescheduled August meeting of the Union Township Planning Commission. We're 1 week later than usual. And so we've had Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call, please.
Squadrito,
Here.
Albrecht,
Here.
Buckley,
Here.
Gross,
Here.
LaBelle,
Here.
Lapp,
Here.
Thering,
Here.
Williams,
Here.
and I have Shingles as excused.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, so next item is approval of agenda. So we have our agenda for tonight. It's a relatively short agenda. Is there anything else that anyone is aware of that needs to be on tonight's agenda? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Gross, is
I'll
there a
second
second? Second by Lapp. Further discussion? All in favor of approving tonight's agenda as prepared, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is approval of the minutes. So we last met on July 19th. As you probably saw in the email, the first page was omitted from the mailed packets and originally from the posted version, but it's now posted electronically. I guess it also originally misidentified the location, but it's all, those things have all been corrected. Are there any other corrections to the July 19th minutes? If not, we can have a motion to approve those.
So moved.
Motion by Williams, second by, was it Gross? Second by Gross to approve the July 19th minutes. Further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so our minutes are approved. Next item is correspondence, board reports, presentations. First item is Commissioner Thering, updates from Board of Trustees.
Really, the only thing I have to say is we had the first reading of the Mid-Michigan Community College rezoning, and that has been completed, and the actual second reading, I believe, is tomorrow for the Mid-Michigan College rezoning from, I believe, 4 parcels to 1.
Okay.
So that is all I have today.
Any questions for Commissioner Thering on trustee-related matters?
Actually, I have one other thing. I'm sorry. I believe tomorrow is going to be the first day we go live with our interaction, so the public can interact with our meeting tomorrow from home if they have the technology to do so when
Okay.
it comes to public comment.
Is that going to be on the big screen?
I'll
Or
let you
big
know the next
screens?
meeting.
Okay. Is that the intention?
That is the intention.
Okay, nice. All right. Any questions for him? Okay. Next item is Commissioner Buckley, updates from ZBA.
There was no ZBA meeting for the month. Were we in August? No ZBA for August, and there is also no ZBA for September as well.
Okay. Any questions for Ryan? Okay, thank you. Commissioner Shingles is not here. Does anyone know if Sidewalks and Pathways has met recently? Haven't met. Okay, so we will catch up with that when we catch up with that. Next item, which is not usually on here, is the Isabella County Master Plan update. You probably saw there was a letter in your packet. The county is updating its master plan. Is there anything you all want to say about that?
I think the only thing I would add, I mean, you can see that this is some amendments to the plan. They've listed a general summary of those amendments. Certainly encourage you to take a look at the plan on their website. If If you do have any individual comments, you're certainly welcome to provide those back to them. They have the email there for the zoning administrator, Ray Johnson. The planning commission itself can also comment if you choose, although it would be beyond the 42 days that they've given for this. You still can provide comments at basically any time, and they will add them in. But at this point, that's all I have for it.
This primarily deals with the townships in the county that do not have their own zoning. Is that accurate?
That is correct, yes. Things, you know, beyond those communities that have county zoning, the county master plan does set county policy related to land use in general. As it notes here, they have you know, a renewable energy goal. They also have information, they're adding information on the airport in terms of the airport layout plan. So there are some things that apply generally across the county, but the effect, for the most part, is to those communities that have county zoning.
Okay. Is it safe to assume that if you thought there was something in there that was likely to impinge on us and need some sort of response, that we would have received more than this?
That would be the case, yes.
All right. Okay. So have a look at that, and if anyone does have any comments, I guess let us know. Any questions from commissioners on that topic? Okay. So then we're ready to move on to public comment. So this is the first public comment, the one where we have public comment on items that are not on tonight's agenda. If there's anyone who would like to address the Planning Commission on any item that's not on tonight's agenda, they're welcome to do so at this time. We ask you to come to the podium, give us your name and address for the minutes, and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Public comment is open at 7:08. Seeing none, we'll assume that folks are here for other purposes, and there'll be an extended public comment later in the meeting. So we'll go ahead and close that back up. So we're ready to move on to new business. We have one new business item tonight. It is PSPR 22-13, the final site plan application for Heirloom Grove Agritourism Business, 5297 South Whiteville Road. And I mean, you have the information in your packet, but I will go ahead and turn it over to Rodney for a brief introduction. Then we'll hear from Mr. Beebe, and then we'll go from there.
Well, thank you. As you said, everybody should have a copy of the final site plan for Heirloom Grove and a copy of our report dated August 16th. This is the final site plan. This is where everything gets wrapped up prior to construction. This is for an agritourism business, the first time that we've had a project like this in the community. Basically a farm market facility, but also some other agritourism activities. This is a very nice addition to the community, and we're looking forward to seeing them proceed with it. As you can see from our report, everything is in general good order. They do have some things that they will need to take care of as part of a building permit application for the conversion of the building into a farm market. But overall, we found the plans to be in good order. I do want to make one note that has come up since the report was written, and that's related to outside agency approvals. The plans you have before you reflect the direction given to the applicant by the County Road Commission and also by the County Drain Office related to stormwater management. Their comments have been taken care of in the plan. At the time of this report, we had not yet received copies of their comments. They came in after the packets were delivered. So I will tell you that we have received their comments from those two agencies, and everything is in good order with those. The only agency left outstanding is the Central Michigan District Health Department, and that is an item that is typically handled as part of the building permit, so we're not expecting to see that at this time. We do know that the soil conditions in that area very suitable for septic systems, so we have no concern about them being able to meet the requirements to have for septic, any septic changes they need for the farm market bathroom that's in that building. So with that in mind, we're happy to recommend this to you for approval. And as said, as part of any motion that you may make, if you do make the motion of approval, I think we did include a recommendation that condition be included for the outside agency approvals. You can delete the road commission and you can delete the drain office from that list because they are taken care of now. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions as we go along.
Can I, while you're there, so they've stated in the plan a request for a sidewalk waiver. So if this plan is approved, then that part of it is considered to be approved along with it?
That is correct, and that same request was made as part of the preliminary site plan, which you approved. So
Right.
this is simply continuing that note on there. And yes, if you approve the plan, the waiver is approved.
Okay. And then my other question was, there's some discussion in the plan about what gets paved and what doesn't get paved, as well as you addressed that in your report. Two things. One, is everybody clear on what's getting paved, what's not getting paved, and are you satisfied with it? Does it meet the ordinances and the codes and so on?
Yes, we're comfortable with what's proposed in the plan. Peter, do you want to talk about the fire department review? They took a look at it from their perspective.
Yeah, the fire department did their review, and what they saw from proposed, they have no issue with how it's designed.
Okay. Do I remember correctly that the fire lane in the back is going to be paved or not? No? Okay.
The key for the fire department was simply having the proper size and turning radius, but also having proper base. And so all of that was reflected in the final site plan.
All right, very good. Any questions for Rodney while he's up there? Okay, well, you're not going far, so, okay, well, then, we'll invite, nothing to say, but you'll stand for questions, I assume. All right. So it's on the floor, it's before us, so any questions for township staff and/or the applicant? Fire away. So they're primarily retrofitting this barn for this, which is why there's this issue about the re-permitting as a non-agricultural building. Is
That is correct, yes. It's because of the change of use.
yeah.
Most agricultural buildings don't actually, are not subject to a building permit approval requirement. So the change of use now brings it under that requirement.
Yeah, of course, the plans are pretty thorough, and we've seen it before because it went through a preliminary, so. But, any questions from folks?
Well, I'd like to make a motion to approve the PSPR 22-13 final site plan for the proposed Heirloom Grove agritourism business located at 5297 South Whiteville Road in the northwest quarter of Section 32 and in the Agricultural District, finding that the site plan dated July 1, 2022 can comply with the applicable zoning ordinance requirements for preliminary site plan approval, including sections.
Should that
Should that
say
say
final?
I read that, I went, wait a minute.
Yes, it should say final, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'll just amend that motion to say zoning ordinance requirements for final site plan approval, including sections 14.2.p, required site plan information, and 14.2.s, standards for site plan approval, subject to the following conditions. Number one, the following condition of special use permit approval shall be satisfied by the applicant prior to occupancy and operation of the agritourism business on the site. The change of use for and necessary modifications to the existing agricultural building to establish a commercial farm market shall be subject to a building permit compliance with building code requirements for a non-agricultural building with access by general public and issuance of a new certificate of occupancy by the township's building official. Number two, documentation of permits or approvals from the Central Michigan District Health Department shall be submitted to the zoning administrator prior to issuance of a building permit for this project.
Support.
Okay, so the motion, was made by LaBelle with a second by Gross. Any further discussion? Okay, I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
I just wanted
Oh,
to make,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I
Please.
wanted to make one point. Not so much necessarily, I'm comfortable with the site plan as we're seeing it here, but just as we have conversations with the Sidewalk and Pathways Committee, especially in reviewing kind of what that policy looks like in the future, I'd like just to make a point for your benefit, Rodney, that given the pending approval of this site, as well as the nature of the existing business around there and the neighborhood connected to it, I feel like this site is very much a family-oriented site, as well as the opportunities for recreation along the Riverwood golf course and whatnot. I just ask that we keep this on our radar for future conversation about sidewalks and pathways, and as we're having those conversations about what that policy might look like, as well as what our priorities might be in this district. So I just wanted to make that, kind of put that on the radar while we're having this conversation.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or anything at this point? Okay, so then I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Waring,
Yes.
Buckley,
Yes.
Albrecht,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Spadrito,
Yes.
LaBelle,
Yes.
Lapp,
Yes.
Gross.
Yes.
All yeses.
Okay, thank you. That was too easy, though, because you went in order. You're supposed to do it randomly, right? Keep us on our toes. Okay, so that's been approved, so good luck with the project. Look forward to seeing that. All right, so next item is extended public comment. We usually don't get to this point this soon, but we have a short agenda tonight. Extended public comment is where individuals are invited to address the planning commission on any item, whether it's on tonight's agenda or not. Once again, just give us your name and address for the minutes. Limit your comments to 5 minutes on any issue. Extended public comment is open at 7:20. We actually have no audience at this point, so we'll go ahead and close that back up. And then, final board comment. Any comments from board members? Most of you attended the workshop last week. I thought it was very good. Good discussion, good questions. Thought the topics were, you know, maybe not all of them were equally appropriate for our area, but they were appropriate current topics. Anybody have any comments or thoughts on that? You enjoyed it though, right?
That's good.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
I did learn from Peter that one of the topics that came up was about commercial solar.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to let you know that the very next day, we received a call from a company that is floating around the idea of doing a commercial solar project in the township. They're in the very early stages of that, but just make you aware how timely that training may have been for you coming
Okay.
up. So
Okay.
it does sound like they're going to move forward with something. They have a property owner that's very interested.
Interesting. I will say this, just based on the questions that other township officials ask, it is a big topic in some areas, and there are some large solar installations out there. And so,
The scale is increasing of that. In the past, we might have seen 20 acres covered with solar panels, or 30 or 50. Now we're seeing some projects come in with certainly hundreds of acres, and Consumers Energy, which is very interested in solar, and is becoming very active in it. They're talking thousands of acres covered with solar. So yeah, it's going to be certainly coming before us at some point.
I had just a board comment too. I don't know, maybe a question. I apologize, I wasn't at the training last week. Being at Ferris and being the billing season and financial aid was not conducive to leaving work early for anything. But I was curious about, I didn't get a chance to make a comment for the video screens for public comment, remote public comment, I suppose. I'm curious is, number one, is that going to be, if it's successful with the trustee level, is that going to go to the other boards? And
Yep.
also, maybe just consideration, how we will then promote that, because some of our traditional newspaper advertising might not necessarily capture the audience that wants to be remote as well and making those comments. So it might be something worth social media kind of thing, that sort of thing. So
Yeah, at this point, I know they're just gonna roll it out with the Board of Trustees. So if you look at the meeting packet online, page 3 kind of gives you the instructions on what to do if you're at home and you want to participate. I think we're excited about it,
yeah,
but it's probably a work in progress
Sure.
to really work out if there's any wrinkles, if there is any.
yeah.
very good. How does our agenda for next month look? It's a shorter window because we're a week later. It'll be coming up.
We have one application in right now.
We have the Michaels Engineering. We have the Clint's Auto Body. Those are coming.
Well, there was actually one more, come to think of it. Michigan College
Oh,
was hoping to be able to come in. Now, they're obviously going to wait to see what the board does, but they may also be coming back with their site plan. I have not heard for certain on that yet. So it should be a busier agenda.
Any other board comments? Well, I hate to let you out before 7:30, but we've completed our agenda, so we'll go ahead and stand in adjournment, and you'll be giving that time back to us at some point, because at some point we're going to have a 3-hour meeting. But enjoy the rest of the month. Enjoy your Labor Day holiday, and we'll see everybody in September.
So we're just gonna.